You're listening to Terry Beltran Podcast, your brand therapist for purpose-driven leaders. I'm Terry Beltran, and we talk branding, multicultural marketing, and emotional storytelling that people actually feel, remember, and trust. Let's dive in.
Ever wonder why ads that make you emotional stay with you long after they're over during the holidays? That's because emotions drive loyalty, and the data proves they outperform discounts every year. Hi, I'm Terry Beltran, fractional CMO. I help you understand how marketing really works so you can build a brand that connects with your target audience and stands out from the competition. Today, we're talking about why emotional holiday ads consistently outperform discount-driven ads and how you can use the same strategy in your own business. Every holiday season, you see two types of ads. You have the big, loud, flashing discount ads, buy now, 50% off, today only. And then you have these emotional cinematic ads that make you smile, they make you pause and think for a while, and even get you to tear up. Research shows that emotional ads are 22 times more memorable than ads based on facts. They generate stronger brand loyalty and longer recall. 80% of people say they love holiday ads because of the emotional storytelling. An emotional campaign outperforms promotional campaigns in both engagement and brand affinity. They generate higher engagement and stronger loyalty and deeper memorability. Why? Well, because during the holidays, we're already emotional. And so people like to feel nostalgic and they crave connection. So they want meaning. Storytelling matches the energy of the season, and people respond to it at a much deeper way than limited time holiday sales offers. So let me share a few of my favorite. If you've never seen a John Lewis Christmas advert, then you're about to understand why these have become legendary. John Lewis and Partners is a well-known department store in the UK. And every year since 2007, they release what they call a Christmas advert. In the UK, advert is simply commercial. That's what they call a commercial. These have become cultural moments. People actually wait for them. Let me walk you through a few classics. In this advert, a parent buys a trampoline for their little girl, and the dad builds it during Christmas Eve. Well, that night, the woodland animals come to the trampoline and they start bouncing on it. Meanwhile, their family boxer looking out the window is starting to first get a little upset that they're doing that, but then start wondering that they seem to be really enjoying it. So when Christmas morning comes, her trampoline is outside. So when she opens the door, the boxer outruns her and jumps into the trampoline and has a time of his life. That is just adorable. What I like about these adverts is the taglines. And then the tagline for this one is gifts that everyone will love. It's adorable, emotional, and unforgettable. And guess what? John Lewis and Partners have these trampolines that they sell. Well, it makes sense. It's kind of a way of thinking about the trampoline. You're going to buy that, but this is really great storytelling, and it builds into an item that they actually offer, but it's not pushing at people. And this other advert that John Lewis has, it's really cute. It's about a little boy that shows him playing with his beloved penguin. It's his pet, and so he does everything with his penguin. But then he starts noticing that his penguin is feeling kind of lonely, wanting companionship. So on Christmas morning, you see him covering the eyes of the penguin, and the penguin sees the gift in the box that's already open, another penguin. And that's when you realize, when the mom comes down, that the penguins are stuffed animals the whole time. So this is brought to life by the child's imagination. And the tagline is unique for this one as well. It says, give someone the Christmas they've been dreaming of. So another thing too is that those stuffed animals are definitely online when I looked it up for John Lewis. So there's another unique way, a subtle way, but with storytelling and the emotions to show this. It's just beautiful. Then there's one that's kind of more emotional and it's really cute. It's a tearjerker. It's about a little girl who sees an old man living alone on the moon through her telescope. And she does everything to reach him, to get his attention, but nothing works. And on Christmas morning, this gift floating with balloons over to this old man on the moon. So he grabs it, he opens it up, and it's a telescope. So then he opens a telescope, and through that telescope, he finally can see the little girl waving. And you see the old man, the tear coming from his eye, and the little girl's eyes kind of like she's happy that she's been able to make his day and see him. And of course, the tagline again is so unique, and I love how they do this. It says, "Show someone their love this Christmas." And that gets me every time I see that one. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just very, very touching. And definitely, yes, those telescopes are also for sale on John Lewis. And I was like thinking, what a beautiful way of not only showing an item that they have an offer, but putting it into a story. So for 2025, John Lewis's advert has just been as touching as all the other ones are. It's about a father who's cleaning after Christmas Eve, and he finds under the Christmas tree a gift that he's forgotten to open, and it's from his teenage son. So his teenage son kind of runs upstairs, kind of disappointed that he hasn't seen it. But when the father goes over to the record player and he plays the vinyl record, he hears a song that takes him back to his single days, and he's kind of dancing. And then he sees his teenage son in the distance, and then he sees him as a toddler. And then he's holding him as a baby. And I love the detail on what they did with this advert. They actually have the same color shirt that the teenage son has when he's a toddler and when he's a baby. It's really great attention to detail. And this subtle emotional continuity, it really hits you deep. It's really emotional because you kind of remember as a parent how your kids grow up and time goes by so fast. So then he embraces his son when he comes down the steps. And their tagline, of course, unique to John Lewis. In this one, it says, "If you can't find the words, find the gift." That makes sense. What I also think is unique is that at the end of each one of these adverts, there's a message there. It says, and the story continues, and then it says hashtag. So you think maybe he's going to continue, but then I understand that it's almost like mentioning that you're going to continue that story or somehow pass it along. I'm still trying to crack that code, but anyway, I still enjoy it, and I think it was very touching, and I can see why people really look forward to that adverts, annual ones from John Lewis. So in the UK, they're doing an excellent job with that. Yeah. That really shows you how brand affinity has grown with an expectation to see something like that year after year. So that's for the UK. But now in the US, some of the ads that I like, one all-time favorite of mine is the ads that Coca-Cola has been putting out since 1995. They've had the theme of holiday is coming with the big trucks that are lit up, convoy going into town, and the great jingle that they have, holiday is coming. So it's become iconic. We expect it, and it's their own jingle. So year after year, they're using not only some artificial intelligence and making these beautiful animals in the woods looking out, and they see this beautiful trucks of convoys that are lit up for Coca-Cola trucks that are coming into town. I think that'd be really cool if they actually did that and had these trucks coming into town like that. They should consider that. Maybe they do already. I'll have to look it up. So it's really cool to see those glowing red Coca-Cola trucks entering town, and the animated animals and the warm nostalgia that you feel about the holidays are coming and people looking forward to it. And what I like about it is, of course, because they're worldwide, I love the way that Coca-Cola always considers different cultures and different nationalities. And of course, they are worldwide known. This one shows a Latina woman holding a snow globe. And in the snow globe, she sees her whole family, including she's in there as well, with the same shirt she's wearing as she's holding it. And she sees them animated, and those animated figures are singing Feliz Navidad, and they come to life as her memory, and spending family time during the holidays. A beautiful representation of memory, tradition, and family. It's a reminder that emotional holiday ads work because they honor culture, belonging, and the moments that really connect with us. And of course, the one thing too is that there are some companies that actually have an ad that just has worked so well, they repeat it year after year. And this ad is by Amazon. And it's about the older women that are kind of sitting in a bench watching all the kids in the snowy hill going down.
one of them orders one of those pads for them to put in a sled, and they all three go down. And as they're going down, there's memories about them being young. And again, attention to detail I like on this is that as they flash back to them as young girls, they're wearing the same colored jackets or coats that they actually have as older women. So it's really cute. And then, of course, they make it to the bottom of the hill. And then we all kind of wonder, how are they going to make it back up? So it's kind of a worry. I'm like, oh, hopefully they make it back up okay. Maybe they need a sequel where they actually get, I don't know, something to help them get back up the hill. Keep playing it year after year. We don't get tired of seeing it. In fact, I enjoy watching that one, both the long version and the short version. They have a shorter version where they don't see them flashing back to when they were little girls, but it's great to see the little boys just kind of see how these three older women are going down the hill and enjoying themselves. So here we go, another ad. This is nostalgic, it's joyful, and it makes you feel something. That's the power of emotional storytelling. First of all, their emotional stories activate the memory that centers the brain. People share emotional content 2 to 3 times more than a promotional content. And emotional engagement leads to a stronger long-term loyalty. Emotional ads drive higher brand preference even after the holidays are over. Discounts give you a short-term bump. Emotions give you long-term brand recognition. So these ads are not accidental. They follow a pattern, and that's what I want you to understand that you could apply to your business. Here are 5 elements that really apply to storytelling and making it really stick with your audience. First, you start with one core emotion. Choose one emotion: the joy, the nostalgia, the love, wonder, and or even connection. Second, make it relatable. First, start with one core emotion. Choose one emotion: joy, nostalgia, love, wonder, or connection. 2, make it relatable. Use universal moments like cooking, gifting, gathering, remembering. 3, people first, product second. People are the story. The product supports the moment, not the other way around. 4, tie it back to purpose. Your brand values should naturally flow through the story. And 5, end with a soft emotion aligned call to action. So instead of buy now, use something meaningful like share the magic, make joy yours, let the moments shine, something like that. And so those lead you to exactly the next step, which you're going to consider buying something at that department store or from that brand. Here's what I want you to take away. Discounts get attention, but emotions build loyalty. People may forget your promo code, but they will never forget how your brand made them feel. And if you want to elevate your brand this holiday season, start with a story, not the sale. If this opened your eyes to the power of holiday storytelling, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who is considering building their brand during the holidays. And if you want to start creating your own holiday messages strategically, then I have this holiday message maker that I have created. It's a ChatGPT prompt already processed, so you can go in there and it'll ask you the right questions. So feel free to click on that in the link below. I'm Terry Beltran. Stay purposeful, stay connected, and keep building a brand that your customers will never forget.